Hey, how y'all doing out there? Back at you again with another video. Today I'd like to do my review for the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus in 2020. Is it worth picking up? Now, as most of you know, this phone came out in 2018 as one of Samsung's flagship devices, and it's a great device. It's usually their first phone that they bring out every year around the beginning of the year, around April. Around March. They bring out their first flagship phone of the year. And when this phone was released, it was a great device. Is it still a great device in 2020? Is it worth picking up? Is it worth your time? Let's check it out and let's see. All right, now let me just quickly go over the specs. Now we're dealing here with the Super AMOLED display, 6.2 inches, 84% screen to body ratio, 1440 by 2960 pixels, 18 by 9 aspect ratio, 529 pixels per square inch, Gorilla Glass 5 on the front and the back, HDR10. You got an always on display. You got, now this phone also has been updated to Android 10 now. All right. It has the One UI 2.0 on top of Android. It has the Snapdragon 845. It has an octa-core processor. It has the 630 GPU. All right. It has a micro SD card slot up to 400 gigs of expandable memory. This variant comes with 6 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of internal storage. They do have a 128 gig variant and also a 256 gig variant. Okay. All right. Now on the rear, you got dual cameras. You have a 12 megapixel wide, and you also have another 12 megapixel telephoto lens with 2x optical zoom with optical image stabilization. You have LED flash, auto HDR, panorama. This phone also shoots in 4K at 30 frames and 60 frames per second. It shoots also in 1080p at 30, 60, and 200 frames per second. It also shoots in 720p at 960 frames per second. It has HDR, dual video recording, and stereo sound with optical image stabilization. Now, on the front camera, it only shoots at 1080p at 30 frames per second. All right. So you got an 8 megapixel camera on the front, which is wide. You have an iris scanner. You have a fingerprint sensor on the rear. You got dual stereo speakers. You got a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack with a 32-bit audio tuned by AKG. You got Bluetooth 5.0. You got NFC. You got FM radio, USB Type-C. All right. Sounds good so far, huh? It's a lot. You get the heart rate monitor, something that you don't get on the new ones. This phone is also Samsung DeX compatible. Of course, you have Bixby, which nobody wanted. And you have a 3,500 milliamp battery with fast charging, 15-watt fast charging, quick charge 2.0. You have fast wireless charging. So this is basically all the stuff you are getting on this device. Now, that's a lot. Now, that's not even including all of the features that this phone comes with. So this phone is packed with features. Now, the thing that I like about this device is everything I just talked about. I love this display. Samsung makes the best displays. This display is absolutely gorgeous. The build quality on this phone is excellent. Of course, I have a case on it. Gorilla Glass 5, excellent build quality. Okay, Gorilla Glass 5. You got the iris sensor where you can open up the phone with your eyes. I love that. That's something that I really miss from my Note 10 Plus. I really miss the iris sensor. You also, on the back, you have the heart rate monitor, which I miss also because I use that. Okay. Now this phone has a fingerprint sensor right below the cameras on the back. Now I'm going to tell you right now, this fingerprint sensor is so fast. Let me give you an idea. Let me hit it now. See how fast it came on? I'm going to do it again. I mean, you just tap it and this fingerprint sensor turns the phone on immediately. Like, I mean, instantly. So this is probably the best fingerprint sensor that I've ever used on a Samsung device. I'm just being honest. Now, even on my Note 9, the fingerprint sensor was not this fast. It wasn't, and it isn't, because I still have the Note 9. It was not this fast, not instant. So I don't know what the difference is between the S9 Plus and the Note 9 with the fingerprint sensor, because both have rear fingerprint sensors. But for some reason, this one is ridiculously fast. I mean, the least little tap, it's 100% accurate, and I love the fingerprint sensor on this device. Now, the thing that I love about having an iris sensor on here is because you can use Samsung Pay. Now, that's something I forgot to mention. This phone also has Samsung Pay, which you can use Samsung Pay pretty much anywhere. And you can also use your iris sensor to make payments, using your iris sensor. And you could also use it to make bank transactions. So it's very, very secure. And that's something I wish they had not removed from the Note 10 Plus, but it's no longer there anymore. Also, with the S9 Plus, you also have the LED notification light that you don't get on the Note 10 Plus. So there's some things that are definitely missing from the Note 10 Plus that this phone has. Also, one of the biggest things that's missing from the Note 10 Plus is the headphone jack. Now, I love the headphone jack because, and I'm going to say it again, and I've said it before, you're going to get better quality audio sound from a wired connection than you would Bluetooth AirPods. So I love having a headphone jack. I love it. Okay. All right. Now the dual speakers on this phone are excellent too. You have one at the bottom and you have one coming through the earpiece. So let me let you listen to it. I'm going to play some music first, and then I'll play a movie for you, let you hear it with both. Go to my normal song. As you can hear, those speakers sound amazing, and I love dual stereo speakers. And Samsung has come a long way, because I remember when they used to just have the one down-firing speaker, and I remember I had phones that they put the speaker on the back, which was a stupid place to put it. But I'm glad they finally stopped doing that, put it at the bottom and put it through the earpiece. Now, I'm gonna be honest, these do sound great, even though they're not both front firing. But I just don't understand why they just couldn't put a thin little speaker right here in the front, like have both speakers front firing. I just think that would just be better. So, but that's just me. All right, let me talk quickly about the cameras. Now, the cameras on this phone are amazing. They take amazing shots. Of course, Samsung has made updates to the camera. The optical image stabilization is excellent. The color reproduction, excellent. The contrast, all that stuff, the dynamic range, all those things are excellent on this device. The video recording is great, even though you're only limited to 10 minutes when you're shooting 4K. That's the thing that I appreciate about the Note 10 Plus, is that it's unlimited 4K recording at 60 frames per second. I love that. But you're only going to get 10 minutes on this. Okay. Well, no, I'm sorry. 1080p at 60 frames per second. You can shoot that 10 minutes. But if you're going the big boy, like all the way up to the big 4K, then you're only going to have 5 minutes. So that's the thing that I love. I wish they would update it where it could shoot longer than that. Maybe Samsung will do that. I don't know. But the cameras on this phone are excellent. You're also getting one of my favorite things here, as always, the always on display. It's big, it's bright. You can interact with it, see what you got to do for the day, your media. You could put a picture on here, animated video. You can do a lot of things with this always on display. And you can clearly see what your notifications are here at the bottom. You get to see the date, the time, your battery percentage, the day. And I love that. Okay, you just tap it. Also, I love when you hit the pop. Sorry, I'm so used to using the Note 10 Plus. I realize I don't have this home button on the Note 10 Plus. So you hit this, and you get your lock screen wallpapers, which I love here. Okay, I'll show it to you to get rid of these. Get rid of these so I can show you. See how beautiful and vibrant that is? That's beautiful. And that light you're seeing up there, that's the iris sensor trying to locate my eyes. But you get these, every time you turn this off and turn it back on, you're going to get a different lock screen wallpaper. See that? That's beautiful. Every time you turn it on, you're going to get a different one. And I like that. This one is just all about food, different types of how food looks and all that. So I love Samsung's always on display. Okay. All right. Now the power button is on the right side, of course. They didn't switch it to the left. They put it to the left on the Note 10 Plus. They didn't do that with the S10 Plus, but they put it really high like they did this one too. I don't know why they felt like they needed to put the power button so high. It's just way too high. It should be right here. So I don't know why they started putting it here, and then with the S10 Plus they put it up even higher. So I'm not understanding that, but this is a great device. You get an expandable memory up to 400 gigs. You can get it in a 128 gig variant and also a 256 gig variant. Now you can actually get this phone right now on Amazon for less than $300, like around $280. So this is a steal because this phone is very, very much in play. Like, it's got Android 10. I'm telling you, this phone is not slow. This phone is not slow at all. Let me turn everything off in the back, clear all, and open up some things for you. It's very smooth. You're not gonna have issues with the software. I mean, this thing is butter. Loving this. Everything is quick and snappy. Okay. All right. Let me see here. Now, I'm not saying it's the fastest thing out there, but I mean, you're not gonna have a problem. It's nice, fast, and it's smooth. Everything there's no lag on this phone whatsoever. None. Okay, so as you can see, everything runs really well. So let me find that movie that I said I was going to play so you can hear something. Let me see. All right, let's go here. So as you can hear, the speakers are nice and loud and have really good full sound. Not going to have an issue with the speakers. So, is this phone worth picking up in 2020? Absolutely, because you got to think about this. This is a flagship device. So it has all the bells and whistles. And it has everything that you're possibly going to need. You got an always on display. You got great build quality. You got the latest version of Android. You got a headphone jack. You got an iris sensor. You got face unlock. That's fast. Okay. You got dual stereo speakers. You got Gorilla Glass 5, great build quality. You got dual stereo speakers. You got expandable memory. I mean, you got fast wireless chargers. You got fast wired chargers. You're getting AKG tuned headphones in the box. I mean, and you got tons of features on top of that and great cameras. So I'm just telling you, this phone is definitely worth picking up in 2020, especially if you're trying to save money. Now, why pay $1,000 or $800 or $1,400 for the newer S series when to me, it's not even worth it? Because think about this, the S20 just came out not even 3 months ago, and it's already depreciated $200. Honestly. And with this, you're going to get things in this device that you're not even getting in the S20. You're not going to get a headphone jack in the S20. You're not getting the iris sensor. You're not getting, iris sensor. You're not getting the headphone jack. You're not getting a heart rate monitor. You're not getting those in that phone. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that phone is is not a better phone. It probably is a better phone because it has a better processor, better cameras. So there's certain aspects of that phone that's going to be better than this phone. But overall, for the complete package and saving money, especially right now with things that are going on, you definitely want this device. Not even $300, less than $300. That S20 is still $800 plus tax. So you're looking at close to $900 for that device. And to me, this is a better package. It has a great size to it, 6.2. It's not too huge. It's not too big. The fingerprint sensor is phenomenal. Oh, and I'm sorry, I forgot to mention this. The battery life on this device is excellent. I'm telling you, you're not going to have any issues with getting through a full day. And if you use it light to medium, you could get probably 2 days. Honestly, this is a 3,500 milliamp battery, and it is awesome. I'm telling you, they did a great job with the battery life on this device. So no battery anxiety whatsoever. Okay. So I don't really know what else to say to you about this device except it's definitely worth picking up in 2020. The Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus is a real deal. And I haven't had an S series phone. Well, I did have the S10. But before that, my last S series phone was the S4. And I love that device. But I went right from that to the Note series because I like giant phones. And I just like big phones. So I'm just telling you right now, definitely worth picking up. If you don't need the S Pen and all that, you should get this. I mean, not saying the S10 is not a beast of a phone because that's a great device as well. But you're not getting the iris sensor with that. You're not getting the heart rate monitor. The only thing you're still getting with that is the headphone jack. So to me, you're still getting the complete package. And this phone, even though it's not going to get Android 11, it's still getting security updates. So as long as they're going to continue to give you security updates, you should definitely consider picking this up. And also, if you have it, keeping it. Because to me, it's not worth upgrading, honestly. Not unless you just have to have the latest and the greatest. But if you want the latest and the greatest, you're going to have to pay the money. Unless you're willing to wait until next year when the next one comes out and then the price for that one drops dramatically. And it might drop even more dramatically as time goes on because we know that what's going on in the world right now. And most people probably not all that concerned about a new device at this time. They're more concerned about just survival. But just to give you a little entertainment while you have to be locked up in the house, you can always still get a great phone because most people are going to be on their phones now probably more than ever before because they can't do anything except watch TV, be on their phone. Okay? All right. So this was my review of the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus. Definitely a great device, and you will love this device. It also doesn't have big giant bezels. It's got a small bezel at the bottom and not that big of a bezel on the top at all. No bezels on the side whatsoever, and you got that beautiful Super AMOLED Infinity O display. I mean, it's just beautiful. Okay? And you don't have to use these buttons here. You can use gestures. I mean, you got the One UI 2.0 that has tons and tons of features on here for you to play with and have fun with your device. So definitely consider picking this device up, especially if you're trying to save money. Okay? All right, so thank you for taking the time to view this content. That was my review of the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus. And I will see. Oh, first, I want to thank my subscribers. Thank you for your support. Without you, this channel is not even possible. Big shout out to my wife. Love you, babe. And I will check you guys out in the next one. Peace.